Alright, so I know that you guys like build videos, so that's why I want to give you guys personally my favorite builds that I've made and I've actually played on, so you guys can actually, you know what I'm saying, know that I've actually used these builds and they've been good. Okay, so if you want to make a small guard, alright, you're going to want to go with this build right here. You guys are going to want to go point guard, 6'2" as the height, 170 as the weight, and 6'3" as the wingspan. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this build can't dunk, but it can definitely go crazy when shooting. All right, so these are the finishing stats right here. I put it to the 75 drive dunks so you guys can still get D-books, you know what I'm saying, animations, but there's no point of putting the driving dunk up if we can't get the vertical up. So if you guys really wanted to, you guys can put the, you know, driving dunk up with cap breakers to an 89, but obviously you're not gonna be able to get the best animations, but you can still do it if you really want to, but there's really no point. All right, so these are the finishing stats, and then for your shooting, you're gonna want to put 5 cap breakers on your three-pointer. You're gonna get all legend shooting badges. It's gonna give you guys a 99 three-pointer. You can still midi fade on this build as well, and then obviously your ball handle is a 92, which you can get to a 96, so you guys can get better badges. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie, like if you're gonna be dexing on this build, I would probably put some cap breakers on speed. I'm not gonna even hold you, because if you get that speed up like crazy, bro, you're gonna be able to go nuts. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a 92 ball handle. I literally just, you know what I'm saying, you could put 2 cap breakers on this and make it to a 94. All right, that'll basically give you guys Hall of Fame handles for days, Hall of Fame unpluckable, gold ankle assassin. All right, and then you guys also get like lightning launch on legend once you guys max plus to it. You get a 70 pass act, which will still give you guys silver or bronze dimer. All right, bronze versatile visionary and bronze break starter. So I would put 5 cap breakers on your three-pointer, 2 on your ball handle just to get the extra badges. All right, and then I would probably put some on speed, and if you have more cap breakers, I'd probably put the rest on steel. So if you get a 94 steel, you have Hall of Fame interceptor and Hall of Fame glove. Okay, and you guys also get an 85 perimeter and a 65 interior. I know this build is short, but it's mainly a 2s and 3s guard. I literally play this on the 1s. And I get stops. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I'm so serious. I get stops on this build, and it's 6'2", but I still get stops. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you play good defense, you have your hands up, like, you're probably gonna make it. Unless the person has like a crazy high drive and layup, you're probably gonna get a contest. If you just jump, you know you're getting a contest. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just obviously the block rating is low, but you are a guard. Most of the time, the center is gonna be in the paint for you, and then also just 90 speed, 90 agility. You guys are gonna be able to actually dex very good. So this is a very good 2s build. Obviously, you know, you can make, there's better 2s builds out there, which I'm gonna give you guys them. But I would probably, you know, just make sure that you guys get your 99 three-pointer, because that is definitely a must. All right, and then obviously put your max plus 2 on lightning launch. You guys are going to want to you know what I'm saying, put your other badges on playmaking, or you can put it on defense as well. But this is the, you know, one of the best builds I've made personally this year, so I would definitely make this build if you guys are looking for a small guard. And then also, if you guys want a taller build than that 6'2", you guys can make this build right here. You're going to go 6'4" point guard position and 178, 6'6" wingspan. You guys are going to get a 93 driving dunk, which is going to be insane. Obviously, it's better than that 6'2". You guys are going to get a 92 three-pointer, all right? And then you guys are going to get a 92 ball handle, 86 speed with ball. You're going to get an 85 perimeter and an 85 steal, and then an 82 mid-range as well. Then you guys get an 86 speed, 80 agility, and a 49 strength, but you guys get 80 vertical. All right, so this is just definitely another build, and I just kind of wanted to throw it in this video because, you know, obviously people want a little bit taller than 6'2" build. So if you want a 6'4" guard, this is definitely one of the best ones. All right, so if you guys want like a 6'6" build, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this is probably the best one in the game. I ain't even gonna hold you guys, bro. This build is insane. All right, you're gonna want to go 6'6" as the point guard position. You guys are gonna want to go 195 as the weight. All right, and then you guys are also gonna want to go 6'8" wingspan. Okay, and then also just put your driving dunk to an 89. Obviously that's really all you need is an 89, or you could even do an 87, but why not get the extra 2 badge points? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And these are basically the finishing stats right here. You guys are still going to need that 45 standing dunks. You get LeBron animations. All right, you're still going to be able to go crazy. You're going to be able to get contact dunks. I literally put people on the floor with silver posterizer on this build, bro. Not even kidding. All right, you guys are going to have an 87 three-pointer, which you can cap break to a 90, so you guys can get deep bomber, obviously. That's what I would personally do. And then you guys are going to have a 77 midi, because you're not really a midi fading build. This is kind of like a 300 build, I'm not going to lie. I wanted this build to have a high three-pointer. All right, you're going to get an 85 ball handle, so you're going to be able to dribble very good, an 86 speed with ball. Another crazy thing about this build is it gets a 93 perimeter, which you guys can cap break to a 95. or just a 99 in general. You can cap break the 3 on 3-pointer. You guys can cap break drive and dunk, and you can cap break perimeter defense. So you can make a menace out of this build. I ain't gonna lie. You guys get a 72 block on this build. All right, and then you guys also get a 64 interior. And when I tell you guys I get tons of stops, I literally have legend, on ball, menace. All right, and it's nuts. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, you get a 90 speed, so you're gonna be able to keep up with a lot of guards. Okay, you're gonna get an 83 agility. Then you guys are gonna get a 71 strength on a guard, which is actually pretty good, and then a 78 vertical, so you guys can obviously get them good animations. Okay, now I'd probably put the rest, I'm not gonna lie, on free throw, just so you guys have free throw if you guys are playing rec, and then just obviously the rest on O board. But you guys are going to have really good defensive stats. You're going to have a 93 perimeter, 72 block on a guard build, bro. It's actually insane. I get chase downs. I get really good contests because I have max +1 on challenger, and I get Hall of Fame challenger. I'll actually, you know what? I cap break my perimeter to a 93 to a 95 so I can get challenger on Hall of Fame, and then I could just max +1 challenger to legend, bro. Or max, or you know what? Not even, bro. I could just keep it on Hall of Fame because it's just insane. It's actually nuts. All right. And then, obviously, you can dribble. You get all the best animations. You get an 86 speed with ball. And when I tell you guys, this build is extremely fast, bro. This build is insane. And I have gold lightning launch, and I'm dribbling super fast still. Because I don't have my max +2. I don't really play this game. I don't want to spend money on it anymore. So I just pretty much just play on this build with 86 ball handle, or 85 ball handle, 86 speed with ball, and then I use gold lightning launch. But when it was on legend, it was even better. I was able to dribble so much faster. You get a 90 speed. You guys can get deep bomber takeover with this. You guys have drive and dunk. You can get it to a 93 if you really choose to, but 89 is really all I need. The only reason you want that is because you guys get gold posterizer when you have it at a 93 drive and dunk. But then you're gonna need to cap break vertical to get it to an 80 as well, so you guys can actually get it. All right, but yeah, this is the build that I would personally make if I was looking for like a taller build than the 6'4", because this 6'6" is nuts, bro. It's my favorite build to play on. I haven't played on my 6'8" in so long because I literally just play on this 6'6". The difference is it is a little bit shorter, but it has crazy defense, so you can't even really tell. If you just jump with that Hall of Fame challenger, once you cap break this to a 95 perimeter defense, it's just insane, bro. You get so many good contests, and then deep bomber is just deep bomber. You guys know it's the best takeover in the entire game. All right. 85 ball handle speaks for itself. You can speed boost, do whatever you guys need to do, get the best animations for dribbling, and then obviously, you know, you got a little bit of strength on this build to get silver strong handle as well. But yeah, this is the build that I would personally make if I wanted something a little bit taller than a 6'4", but now I'm going to show you guys a 6'8". For this build, you guys are going to want to go position shooting guard, 6'8" as the height, all right, and you guys are going to want to go 188 as the weight, all right. Now, this is the best 6'8" build in the entire game, I promise you, all right. 6'9" is the wingspan, all right. And I'm just going to reset these stats really quick. All right, so boom. You're going to want to put your drive and dunk to an 87, okay? That is literally still very good. You guys are still going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, dunk very, very good, okay? You get a 70 drive and layup and a 75 close shot. All right, and then you guys are also going to have that standard dunk to get LeBron's dunk package, which is literally one of the best in the entire game. All right, you guys get a 93 pointer, which will give you guys deep bomber takeover, obviously, off rip. And then you guys are going to have a 90 mid-range, which you guys can cap break that as well if you really wanted to. All right. Just make sure you guys copy these stats correctly so you guys actually make the best build. And then, obviously, you know, you're going to want to make sure that your ball handle's an 85. Obviously, you're going to want to be able to do that. You guys are going to get an 80 speed with ball. And then you guys are also going to get a 76 pass accuracy, which is going to help you guys still pass very good. You're going to get silver playmaking passing badges. Then you guys are going to have an 85 perimeter, okay, which is going to help you guys play defense. Obviously, you get a 79 steal. Now, I know this is kind of lower defensive build, but you also get a 78 block, which will give you guys a ton of good animations, and then a 60 interior. And then, obviously, you want a little bit of O-board on this build because you're going to be playing twos, and if you miss a dunk or you miss a layup or something, you're going to want to try to get that rebound. You're going to get an 85 speed and 85 agility, okay? And then you guys are going to want to make sure that you guys put your vertical to a 70, all right? Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying, you guys can choose whichever you guys want to put the rest of it on, but there ain't much left, so I'll just put it on free throw and O-board, all right? But basically, to start off, bro, you get gold posterizer when you max +2 your posterizer, or you can max +2 it to get it to gold. All right, you're gonna have an 87 drive and dunk. You're gonna have deep bomber on, you know, off rip, bro. You're gonna have gold set shot. You're gonna have limitless range on silver, shifty shooter on silver, which you can max plus, you know what I'm saying, any of these that you want. You're still going to get a 90 midi, or you're going to have an 85 ball handle, so you guys are going to get the best animations. You're going to be able to pass. You're going to have good speed with ball, which you can max +2 lightning launch, and just get it to, you know, Hall of Fame. And then also 85 perimeter. All right, you guys are going to be able to play defense. The 78 block actually comes in clutch because you guys are going to get very good contests. All right, block is very important when trying to get contests. I promise you right now. You're going to get that O board, so you're going to be able to get boards. You know, when you miss or your center misses, you can still get rebounds over guards. All right, 85 speed, 85 agility. You're going to have on-ball menace on silver, which you can max +2 to Hall of Fame. And then you guys are going to have vertical. It's just on a 70, but you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. This is still going to be able to dunk very good. Obviously, you're not going to get the best animations, but you're still going to be able to dunk very good, okay? This is just the best 6'8 build, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's nuts. And you guys could actually cap break your vertical if you really wanted to a 78 to actually get a higher driving dunk. Or you guys can just cap break your mid-range so you guys can midi fade even better. Because once you guys get your mid-range up, you guys are going to get better shooting badges. So just cap break your mid-range. I ain't gonna lie. I personally would cap break your mid-range, cap break your dunk, or your, you know, or you guys could honestly just do perimeter. All right, so I ain't gonna lie. You can choose whatever you guys want to do for this build, but these are kind of just like template builds, so you guys can build off of these or just make these exactly how you guys want them. All right, so let's just see the shades of this build. You guys are gonna get Dan Mergler. I don't even know how to say his fucking name. Ray Allen and John Starks. All right. So there's no weaknesses with this build. All right, this build is insane. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it's one of my favorite builds to play on, besides my 6'6", which was the last build that I did give you guys. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Make sure you guys go check out my jump shot videos. You guys can see all my jump shot videos on my YouTube channel. I dropped a jump shot video for a 6'4" and under build, and a jump shot for this 6'6" or the 6'8" build that I put in this video. But I want to drop like the best point guard builds, because, you know, obviously people are getting the game for Christmas and stuff. They're going to want builds to actually, you know what I'm saying, make. And obviously, you know, there's always more room to make more builds in this game. I know there's a ton of people. I think Nadex made like 40 builds, bro. That's a little overkill. I'm going to lie, that's very overkill. I only have like 5 builds, maybe at the most. I think 4, honestly, that I even play on. I don't even touch my 6'2". All right. I got a 6'2", a 6'6", a 6'8", and then a 7'4". Those are the builds that I usually run. I don't really play on my 7'4" or my 6'2", so technically I have 2 builds. All right, technically. All right, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys drop a like and turn on post notifications. But I'll see you guys in the next video.